Last thing I want to talk about is customer perception. These are two actual individuals, Brady and Kola. They both have the same amount of experience. Brady went to, probably a medium-sized school in the US. Kola went to one of the finest institutions in Nigeria. Who do you think, raise your hand if you think Brady is getting a job in the US if he goes into an interview. All right. How many people think Kola is getting the opportunity? The same opportunity. They're both app integration developers. Who do you think is getting the opportunity? In America. Raise your hand again if they're going to take Brady. Okay. Raise your hand if they're going to take Kola. Oh, perfect. Perfect. So the funny thing is, this company took both of them. So this is Zapier. They're basically an automation tool. And there are programs such as Andela and Lambda School that are basically providing ways for developers in Nigeria to connect with companies here. Now, we talk again about perception. Like, this is huge. To have someone who's based in Nigeria to build products that are basically serving customers here. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, they still feel that Brady's of the world are the best suited engineer, right? And we want to continue to change that. Now, the playing field is still different. So fortunately, I wish we were in Miami because it seems like we wouldn't have this issue. But we're based in New York. A lot of our customers are in New York, in San Francisco, and LA. And there was a story that I just quickly want to tell you where we had someone who basically asked us, hey, Andrew, I just got this email from you guys. It seems like an interesting product. Why don't you have an About Us page? And, I give her basically an excuse. But I know why we don't have an About Us page. We have 3 black guys. We have a lot of black women in Nigeria. And I can't put them on my page because then they'll look at my company and say, I don't know if this company's legit. And it's happened. We've lost sales when we started because we did not have the legitimacy that a lot of the customers who don't look like us thought we had. And it was only because of these faces. Myself, I spent countless of years in investment banking, Mckinsey, went to Ivy League school. My partner was a product manager at Google for 7+ years, Stanford grad. But we still face these issues, right? This is our LinkedIn pages, I should say. We have 2 LinkedIn pages. And this is something that was very controversial for me because when we initially had one LinkedIn page, we had customers and potential customers keep asking us, are you based in Nigeria? Do you have Nigerian developers? When we said yes, they would say, oh, what's your data and security policy? If I told them that I was based in New York and our developers were in New York, I'm pretty sure they're not asking us that question. We had to make a conscious decision. And we told the team in Nigeria, we're losing customers because of this. We're going to set up a separate LinkedIn page for the team. And this is something we don't want to do, but we know that we need to survive and we need to get customers. And what we want to do is when we get to a point where everyone knows who we are and they know we can stand on our own feet, that this is not going to be an issue and then we're going to have everyone on our page. But this is something that was very tough for us to make. So what do you do, right? So short-term loss for long-term gain. Focus your audience on understanding who are you selling to and how do you reduce these legitimacy issues, right? So whether it's when you're sending cold emails, using duplicate accounts, whether it's making sure that what Zapier did and said, hey, Kola is based in San Francisco, but he's really not. Those are the things that you need to think about, and you have to make those tough decisions. The one decision you have to always take is you have to be honest with your team on the continent about this. Why are you doing this? Because they deserve to know the truth just as much as everyone else. So once again, we want to make Africa the thermostat, not the thermometer. We have to continue to find ways to show the amazing talent that's on the continent and provide opportunities for them to develop world-class products that are being used by companies around the world. we're very confident that this will continue to happen. We know that it's happening already at ChatDesk, and we want to continue to build that team that not only is proud enough to say that they work at ChatDesk, but that they're building things that can change the perception of those future developers across Africa and beyond. So that's my conversation and my story, and happy to take any questions.
Questions?
Hey, it's a very general question. So, you know, your quote is making Africa the thermostat, not the thermometer, but it's kind of, I don't want to say, it's a little bit of a conundrum because you actually have to make the fact that you're affiliated with Africa very vague in order to sell it. So how do you kind of justify that to folks like us who are black, who understand what you're trying to do, but kind of are still a little bothered by it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a tough conversation. I think the one thing that we focused on is we want to share the story of who we are as a company and what we're selling. Because when I think of our customers don't look like us, right? So it shouldn't have to be about, you know, am I black? Am I white? Do I have developers in Nigeria? If someone, their peers who, you know, if you're blonde hair, blue eye, you never have to have this discussion. And that's what we've basically come to a decision. We shouldn't lead with the fact that, oh, we're black and we have developers on the continent. We should lead with, you have a problem. We are very confident that our product is going to solve your problem. And that's what we've come to the decision. Because what's going to change the perception is not just a story that we have developers. It's first going to be that we have world-class products. Then when they know that they are developers who are Nigerian, we don't hide behind that. When people ask us what we're doing, we tell them. We're just not leading with it.
You have another question over here?
Great, by the way, and I'm in with you. You got my business already. So the question was in regards to not just the developers, but also other aspects of tech infrastructure and structuring. Is that also available?
So when you say tech infrastructure, you're saying the ability to like build as far as what, office space, power generation?
More so infrastructure. You got the talent, and
Yep.
then building other infrastructures across the continent is my question.
Yeah, so I mean, we're not building it, but you know, that's why it's so important to focus on regions that have that infrastructure in place already. So, you know, if I go back to that page where it showed, you know, those 5 countries on the continent that have a lot of investment coming in, they have a lot of startups there already, and a lot of corporates are investing their time and resources there. I feel comfortable knowing that if I go there, I can find office space for my team, and they don't have to worry about internet issues or power issues. So that's what we focused on. We focused on areas that already have the infrastructure in place and that they're continuing to build that. Yeah.
All right, guys.